imagine having a PRO with one of the keys to communication excellence? That's me. Persistent, reliable, and optimistic are three words that I would use to describe myself. Greetings. Sitting humbly before you is a student of St. Hugh's High School for Girls, and I'm vying for the position of the National Public Relations Officer. I classify myself as privileged to have been exposed to many different types of leadership and served in high capacities and unlocking unearthing potential the real top tier way. My aim is to build on the consistency and continuity of the years before me. Effective communication is key. The growth has been admirable with regards to our social media accounts, with Instagram at over 3,000 followers. But the comments and likes on the page have been evidently low. I believe we need to get students more engaged. I plan to fully utilize all the possible features on Instagram, especially lives that can accommodate up to 4 persons in order to interact more effectively with students. I am more than eager to take full advantage of TikTok to maximize engagement through various challenges. The plan is to link all our social media platforms within TikTok, so interested persons can join our social media ecosystem. Hashtag Road to 1K. Our YouTube channel has been there for years, and this year I'm determined to reach a targeted number of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which will further help to monetize the page. I plan to have a series of episodes, whether it be formal, informative, or even just casual, to give students the excitement and joy to look forward to content each week. In active schools, don't forget you. The aim is to get more involved with all inactive schools, as we want each and everyone to feel a part of NSSC. We want you to know that we are with you, we are for you. I'm coming right to you so we can chat. All COVID-19 protocols observed. Let's interact. I want to have designated days where the national executives can attend at least once out of the year to each region for, say, a town hall or a more social or workshop environment to discuss all matters at hand. My final aim is to maximize on the brand of NSSC. We are indeed the premier-led student organization, so let's look the part. Items like NSSC branded shirts, hats, jackets, and even headbands that students can rock confidently to feel a part of the team. Items can be worn at functions, and that would help to promote the brand NSSC. So we not only talk NSSC, but we wear NSSC. Of course, you may be wondering though, so how should you plan to get money to do this? Don't worry, I have a plan. A fundraising activity at that, in the form of a sports day where regions would compete for the title of Region of the Year with a targeted goal. So winning not only for bragging rights, but for a coveted trophy. We have an exciting year ahead of us with limitless possibilities. Allow me to be at the forefront of this opportunity. Vote Roye for PRO. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm DeMarley Cohen from the St. Jago High School, and I am vying for the post of National Public Relations Officer. If you're not willing to make no changes, you can't go ever make no sacrifices. And this is a mantra that I live by daily, which tells me to do whatever it takes to achieve the goal that I want in life. I am DeMarley Cohen, youth advocate, leader, and communication enthusiast from St. Jago High School, vying for the position of National Public Relations Officer. I am running for this position because of my profuse passion for advocacy and communication. I am the Public Relations Officer of the St. Jago High School Students' Council, and my passion fused with my abilities will make me an asset to the National Executive. Let me ace it. Let me advocate, communicate creatively, and engage students. Cohen knows advocacy. I will launch a YouTube series giving students a chance to speak on issues and current affairs on the national, regional, and international levels. This will contribute to the level of advocacy within our society and help the National Secondary Students' Council, the NSSC, to achieve its mandate. Cohen knows creative communication. It is my intention to engage more students and other stakeholders of the NSSC using social media platforms because they are fast and effective. Each post will be tailored to the platform's requirement and to ensure that we have as much engagement as possible, a structured content plan will be created. To foster creativity and innovation, I will recruit students from different schools to form a creative team. And this team will assist in creating and executing projects promoting the council, specifically the creation and publication of a quarterly NSSE newsletter. 3. Cohen knows engagement. I will organize more capacity building workshops to assist in active students' councils and visit these councils where needed to provide additional support. I will also re-establish the Schoolers Voice Vox Pops, which are basically public interviews allowing students to share their thoughts on the spot about issues. These Vox Pops will be posted on our Instagram page and TikTok that will be created to create the desired engagement of our students. Cohen knows that your voice matters. Vote for the right choice. Vote so that we can ace it together. I, DeMarley Cohen, knows the show, so vote Cohen for PRO. God bless you all and have an awesome day.
Thank you, Ms. Roye and Mr. Cohen. We have now reached to the question and answer segment of today's proceedings. Your first question. The NSSC Instagram page has over 3,000 followers. How do you plan to increase the reach and the following on the page by at least 50%?
Okay, thank you for that question. So, which includes in my manifesto with Instagram at over 3,000 followers, I still think that the engagement is a bit low. So what I will do is definitely use social media analytics. So we can view and study every person that probably views the page at a certain time, or even for persons who like a certain post. So we can know what content to post and post consistently so that we can increase engagement, as well as fully utilizing all the possible features on Instagram, for example, question and answers, and even for the polls so that persons can engage with us so we can be more effective.
Mr. Cohen.
My objective for this would be to increase the engagement on the Instagram page. And this could be done by simply reaching out to different students' councils, more students, more stakeholders of the NSSC to ensure that this engagement target is reached. And to ensure that we post as much on the page as well, to have content, keep on pouring out content so that the students can properly engage with the Instagram.
Thank you both. Your second question. How do you plan to inform and engage students who are without internet access in the NSSC related activities?
Okay, so what I would do, I would definitely work with all the regional executives so they can definitely relate back the information back to the respective schools in an effective manner. If that doesn't work, or even another approach that I could probably use is to make phone calls, a simple direct message to ensure that each principal, each staff advisor, each president is aware of anything relating back to NSSC.
Mr. Cohen.
For this, I plan to, establish more basic relationship with the schools, reaching out by phone calls, emails, text messages, SMS messages rather, and even to visit the schools when and where possible.
All right, thank you both. Your third question. What are the marketing strategies you plan to use to further promote the brand and work of the NSSC?
Okay, so as mentioned earlier, I would definitely use social media analytics. I think it have a crucial or a beneficial thing to add to increasing engagement. Seeing when persons are mostly online, it helps to know when they can really target a certain audience. In addition to that, to maximize on it, I think to definitely reach out to other persons, other stakeholders, so we can increase the brand or increase the amount of times you see the brand. So everywhere you go for NSSC, I want every person to know about NSSC. It shouldn't be a case where persons go to a certain institution, they're not sure what NSSC is. So we need to promote ourselves even better.
Mr. Cohen?
I think that one of the media marketing strategies rather that I would use is to reach out to as many media houses as possible, especially of social media and the traditional media houses, to ensure that whatever we are promoting has the widest reach possible.
Thank you both. Your fourth question. Explain the importance of a PRO in an organization.
Definitely, the PRO is the glue to any organization, and I can never stress that enough. Public relations officer is basically the person that relays by the information that's in regards to NSSC back to the public. So without the PRO, there's no way that the public would know the matters that are facing the students, because we definitely be the person to relate back that information to the public. So that's definitely the primary role of the PRO.
For me, I think that in any organization, the PRO is one of the most important persons in the organization, because they ensure that the public sees the organization as a certain thing. So they keep up and they create the brand image. And it is important because the public should know what the organization is about, and the organization should be in good standing with the public.
All right, thank you both. Miss Roye, this is your specific question. With the onset of COVID-19, the Ministry of Education cut budgeting for physical activities and anything related to such. How is it that you plan to facilitate your Sports Day fundraiser and the transportation for face-to-face school visits as mentioned in your manifesto, and ensuring that they are both a success?
Okay, thank you for that question. So seeing that probably, with everything that's happening right now, it may not stand a chance to have that physical sports day that I would love to have. Maybe that we could take it to a more virtual aspect, probably to have persons, or even if that's not the case, to have a physical, it depends on the COVID protocols. We could limit the amount of persons that are there, ensure that the COVID protocols are observed, the sanitization, everything like that. And it's really in aid to raise funds in order to promote the brand even more. So that's my response. Thank you.
The question also spoke to the transportation to visit face-to-face schools. How do you plan to facilitate this with a little support from the Ministry of Education?
Okay, so what I do, I'd use each region to see if we can foster some, and I'd work with also all the national treasurers or the PROs as well, to work with each region to see if we can accumulate some funds in regards to that aspect.
Thank you, Ms. Roye. Mr. Cohen, in the event that schools remain virtual, thus little to no students may be present on the streets where Vox Pops usually take place. How is it that you will carry out these Vox Pops mentioned in your manifesto? Please give specific relevant details.
So we know that if schools do not resume and we're in the virtual platform, I think we can organize virtual events. And for example, we could have some Zooms and, we just invite some councils, invite some schools, just hold a little chat and, just sit down and relax. And then within that, we'll just have an issue or present an issue in those. And then the students will get a chance to speak about the issue. Say they have a problem, say we'll have the featured issue is, right now, what are the issues that you are facing during online classes? And they get the chance to speak about it. And that could be the Vox Pop if it is produced properly and presented in such a way that it is comprehensive and it's presentable to the general public. Then I think that would be the best option.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cohen, and thank you, Ms. Roye.